This is a review of the Discover with Dr. Cool brand of geode kit, specifically the world's best geode kit. I got this from Amazon.com for $49.95. It came to just about $55 after shipping. It includes 15 geodes from 5 different mines. Because the geodes come from so many different mines, you have a greater assurance that you're going to get a wider selection of crystal types. $50 or so may sound like a lot for 15 geodes, but that actually works out to less than $4 per geode. The average market asking price is $4 to $4.50 for your golf ball or slightly larger sized geode. Inside the box you'll find an adventure guide which explains where geodes come from and some of the science behind them, a activity folder which provides things like mazes and games that they can play, an advert for other products that Discover with Dr. Cool sells, and a foldable display case for holding your geodes. There were indeed 15 geodes in my kit, a pair of safety glasses, a small plastic magnifying lens, and 3 holders for displaying your geodes once they've been broken open. And here's what the geodes look like. The smallest was 1 inch in diameter, and the largest was almost 3 inches in diameter. At first it looks like a random jumble of rocks, and even more so when you first unpack them because they're quite dusty. But if you wash them off, scrub them with a toothbrush, it's surprising how easy it is to sort them out. Let's see what we have. After washing and drying them, it's easy to sort these into types. For example, this row all have very spherical shapes, and if you look closely, you can see a hint of pink in each one. So I assume these all come from one mine. These two have very definite brown color, which suggests iron oxides. And I suspect these are also from a single mine. This one's interesting because you can actually see some green coloration around the brown spots. These 3 are clearly iron pyrites, and from the descriptions, these come from a coal mine. These 2 have an almost fossilized appearance. And these 4, you can actually see crystal showing through the outside sediment that's on them. What this suggests to me is that there are indeed geodes from 5 different sources, and that the people at Discover with Dr. Cool are good to their word about what they're providing. And here's what we got from the 15 geodes. 6 were hollow like this, and very good. The children really loved them. 1 was a close miss. This is smoky quartz, and it would have been better except it had grown too far together. This was almost solid, almost a nodule. The iron pyrites were very interesting to the children, but the problem was they were all solid inside, and they gave off a burnt sulfur smell when using a steel chisel to break them open. Only 3 of the geodes, this one, and this one, were actually solid, so that's a pretty good percentage. And you have to sympathize with the people who sell geodes because they can't see what's inside when they sell them. They have to just guess that they're going to be good. For the most part, I'm very satisfied. Let's take a closer look at some of the best examples. This is one of the best looking examples. It's very hollow and has a very interesting lobe in the 5 o'clock position. The only thing really interesting about the iron pyrite geodes, other than their color, is that they display a radial growth pattern. You're looking at the sides of the crystals as they grew towards the center. This nice geode shows a hint of gray or perhaps even pink coloration to the crystals inside. This small geode has an almost snowy quality to the very small crystals inside of it. While not the biggest geode, this was my favorite. It has some very interesting lining to the inside layer of very fine crystals, and it also has a spire or a needle-like crystal sticking up from the bottom. All in all, I'd rate this as a good investment for the grandchildren and even for myself. I have to admit, I enjoyed opening them up almost as much as they did.